How is everyone doing tonight? I hope good. So we're doing a quick tutorial on demonstrating these tri-blocks that we produce here at the House of Stamps. You can find these on our website, thehouseofstamps.com, or you can find them on our page, the House of Stamps James and Sosie Inc. These tri-blocks have 3 slots. One for a 0 gauge. Then you have another slot for a 1 1/2 gauge. And the third slot for a 1 gauge tri-wire. You know, it is totally cool. It's magnificent. Here you can see 3 tri-wires, 1 gauge, 0 gauge, and 1 1/2 gauge. The 0 gauge and the 1 1/2 gauge I have already stamped, so I'm going to do a quick demonstration on the 1 gauge here. As you can see, they fit comfortably in these slots. You can actually put a 2 gauge into the 1 gauge and stamp as well. And you could put a 2 and a 4 gauge in there as a 2, a 4, and a 6 gauge if you wanted to. So one of the questions earlier was it should be slotted and bolted into your steel block or your wood bench so it doesn't move. Because if it moves, you will end up destroying the block or you will end up destroying your stamps, which I think is really nonsense because as a jeweler, a 27-year veteran, I might add, using something like this and help designing a tri-block like this, you need movement. Because without movement, it's very hard to maneuver it to your liking and your position of stamping. You know, the tri-block is intended for your tri-wire to sit flat as opposed to sitting like this at a 45-degree angle. Because if you try to hit at a 45-degree angle on your steel block, you definitely will destroy your stamp, or you definitely will have purple fingers, or you'll destroy your tri-wire. You know, so the purpose of this tri-block is to make sure that it sits flat just like a sheet of silver. And when you hit it, this will not bounce. But like I said, as a jeweler and with 27 years of experience, I want movement because it's more comfortable for me as a jeweler to do what I need to do when I work with my stamps. So what I'm going to do is just demonstrate a quick design here using this tri-block and this stamp and having it all come together. As you can see, there's the first hit. There's been no movement, no bouncing, no double impression, like I was told. I just need to find the center here. And you're actually hitting at a 90-degree angle because it's flat. So when you're hitting at a 90-degree angle, you know, you have a very comfortable hit. Now I'm just trying to find a design here to my liking. And what I'm doing is just demonstrating how well this tri-block is. So what I'll do now is I'm going to straighten out the tri-wire, because as you know, being a jeweler, when you hit soft metal, it'll start to bend when you start stamping. And that's where your mallet comes in handy, right, gang? I don't really have to, I don't think I have to say much on creating or talking about this tri-block. I could tell you all the wonderful things about this beautiful tri-block, you know, but you would have to actually get one and try it out for yourself and then let me know what you think of it. I love it, you know, because I have 27 years of jewelry experience, you know, and by having that much experience, I think I know a little bit about designing a tri-block that would work well for many, many jewelers who use stamps. And by the way, we have 5 generations of stamp makers. They came from one family here on the Navajo Nation and actually started making these stamps. Their 5th great-grandfather started making the stamps about 1870, give or take, as far as they can trace back to present day. We have these beautiful stamps that they made here. But if you can look at that, that is what you will get with your designs.